Listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you might completely change the way you look at John Cena's career. And trust me, don't even think about skipping, because until you watch this all the way to the end, you won't fully understand the shocking twist behind his retirement hint. This is not just another news story. It's something fans are still struggling to process. John Cena has always been larger than life. For decades, the man has been the face of wrestling, the hero millions of fans grew up watching. But recently, something happened that shook the entire WWE universe. In an interview, Cena dropped a subtle but powerful line that many believe was his biggest clue yet about stepping away from wrestling forever. At first, it sounded casual, almost like a passing remark. But when fans replayed his words and connected the dots with his recent appearances, the meaning hit hard. Was this his final chapter? The reactions were explosive. Social media flooded instantly with heartbreak, confusion, and denial. People couldn't believe that their childhood hero, the man who told the world, "You can't see me," might actually be gone from the ring sooner than expected. The shocking part is, Cena didn't confirm or deny it afterward. He left it hanging, a mystery that keeps fans restless. Was it intentional? Was he preparing everyone for the inevitable? Or was it just a tease to fuel curiosity? Whatever the case, one thing is certain, this wasn't random. Every move Cena makes has a purpose, and this retirement hint feels like the beginning of the end. But wait, because as we go deeper, you'll see why this could be the biggest twist in his entire career. To really understand why John Cena's words hit so hard, you need to look at the timeline of his career. Cena is not just a wrestler. He's an icon who defined an entire era of WWE. From the early 2000s with his bold rap battles to becoming the company's ultimate champion, he carried the industry on his back for years. Fans saw him rise, fall, and rise again, always proving that he wasn't just a superstar. He was a symbol of resilience. And now, with just a few words, he may have hinted that all of that is coming to a close. What makes this so shocking is how sudden it feels. Yes, we know Cena has Hollywood commitments. Yes, we've seen him appear less frequently in the ring. But no one expected this. His choice of words wasn't accidental. He talked about closing chapters and making way for the future. These aren't phrases you throw around lightly, especially when your legacy is tied to millions of loyal fans worldwide. And that's exactly what makes fans uneasy. Because when Cena says something, it carries weight. It feels final, even if he hasn't outright confirmed it. People are clinging to hope, analyzing every expression, every pause, every word. Some believe it's his way of preparing everyone for an official announcement, while others think he's just teasing the crowd like he always has. But this time, it feels different. The emotional impact is undeniable. Many fans grew up idolizing Cena, and the thought of never seeing him in the ring again feels like losing a piece of their childhood. But the real twist? What he hinted might not just be retirement. It could be the start of something bigger. And trust me, you'll want to hear what comes next. The most intriguing part about Cena's retirement hint isn't just the words, it's the timing. Why now? Think about it. WWE is in a transition phase, with new superstars rising and the next generation ready to take the spotlight. Cena, more than anyone else, understands what it means to pass the torch. His career has been built on giving unforgettable moments, and maybe this was his way of signaling that the torch is finally being handed over. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Cena didn't just talk about the end. He spoke with a tone that suggested transformation, almost like he wasn't leaving entirely, but evolving into a new chapter of his life. Remember, this is the same man who shocked fans by moving from WWE to Hollywood, proving he could dominate outside the ring as well. Could his retirement hint mean he's planning something even bigger, something beyond what fans imagine? Fans are torn. Some say Cena deserves to walk away gracefully, having already cemented himself as a legend. Others feel cheated, insisting he still has more matches left in him. This division among the audience makes his words even more powerful, because whatever he chooses, it's going to redefine his legacy. The suspense is what keeps everyone glued to every update, waiting for clarity. And let's not forget, Cena has always been a master storyteller. He knows how to create buzz, how to make fans hold their breath in anticipation. So was this retirement hint a genuine farewell, or the setup for one final, jaw-dropping storyline? Imagine the emotions if his next appearance is his last. That moment would shake the wrestling world forever. And as the clues pile up, the tension only grows stronger. If there's one thing Cena has mastered throughout his career, it's suspense. He never gives fans the full picture right away. This retirement hint feels exactly like that. A puzzle, with pieces scattered across his recent interviews, appearances, and even his Hollywood schedule. When you connect them, the picture becomes clearer. Cena might be preparing everyone for a farewell that will be remembered for decades. Consider his schedule. Between blockbuster movies, TV shows, and other projects, Cena's time in the ring has already been shrinking. Fans noticed his matches became rarer, almost like special events. Each time he stepped into the arena, the atmosphere felt different, more emotional, more nostalgic. Almost like he knew these moments were limited. So when he hinted at closing chapters, it wasn't just words. It was confirmation of what fans feared deep down. But here's the twist. What if his retirement doesn't mean disappearing completely? Some believe Cena could transition into a mentor role, guiding the next generation behind the scenes. Others speculate about a shocking comeback years later, returning for one last epic showdown. And that possibility is what keeps hope alive. Because with Cena, nothing is ever truly over until he says so. Fans, however, aren't ready. The idea of WWE without John Cena feels impossible, like imagining the sun not rising. That's why the reaction has been so emotional. People aren't just fans of Cena the wrestler. They're attached to Cena the person, the fighter who inspired them to never give up. Losing that presence feels personal. And maybe that's the genius of his hint. By leaving things open-ended, Cena has locked everyone's eyes on him once again. The world is waiting, holding its breath, wondering, is this really the end, or just the beginning of his greatest twist yet? Now, let's bring everything together. John Cena's retirement hint wasn't just a line. It was a moment that captured the emotions of millions. Think about it. One of the most iconic wrestlers in history, a man who carried WWE on his shoulders, subtly suggested that his journey in the ring may be closing. Fans didn't want to hear it, but they couldn't ignore it either. That's the power Cena has always held. The ability to turn a single sentence into a storm of speculation. What makes this story legendary is the mystery. Cena didn't confirm anything. He didn't post a farewell message or announce a final match. Instead, he left fans hanging, and that's why the buzz hasn't stopped. Every wrestling community, every social media platform, every podcast is still talking about it. Because deep down, everyone knows that if this truly is the end, it marks the conclusion of an era. And yet, there's still hope. Cena has built his entire legacy on the phrase, "Never give up." It's more than a slogan, it's a promise. That's why fans are clinging to the idea that this might just be a tease, a setup for one last incredible run. Maybe it's his way of building anticipation for a farewell match that will be remembered as the most emotional event in WWE history. Imagine the lights, the crowd, the chants, and Cena stepping into the ring one final time. The thought alone gives chills. So here's the truth. Whether he retires tomorrow, a year from now, or a decade later, John Cena has already cemented himself as a legend. But this retirement hint, it has turned into the biggest cliffhanger of his career. And until he gives a final answer, fans everywhere will stay locked in, waiting for the ultimate twist.